What's going on, guys? It's Toy back here, and today we're going to do an oil change on the old FZ-07. If you do own an FZ-07, where I get a lot of my information from is the FZ-07 forums. I have a link in my description for them. A lot of good members there, a lot of guys that have a lot more knowledge than myself. They have a lot of good pages for beginners that break down how to do oil changes from start to finish, you know, how to install the R6 throttle tube, how to take off the rear tire, how to do brakes, so on and so forth. So definitely go check those out if you have an FZ-07. So let's jump into this. What you're going to need, the basic tools to begin your oil change that I took a picture of, are you're going to need a funnel, you're going to need a new oil filter. I'm using a KN, and the part number is KN204. I got it off Rezilla, which is where I get most of my stuff. You're going to need a oil filter wrench, a 17mm socket, 3 quarts of oil, as well as an oil drain pan, and obviously you always want some shop rags around because you will be getting some messy, oily hands. So to start off, you want to warm the bike up. So that's what I already did. And the second step is to loosen your top oil fill cap. That's going to allow the oil to flow out really good. And then we're going to pop off the 17mm bolt down here at the bottom. And there we got some oil coming out of her. I'm going to clean up this bolt while I wait. Now this is the part where you want to wait a good 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure all of that oil gets out of the bike. Don't want to leave anything left in there. So I'm going to let this drain for a while, and I'll catch you guys once it's all done draining. Alright, we're back. The oil's pretty much drained now. Just a small little drops coming out. So next thing up is to take off the oil filter. And I'm going to use an oil filter wrench to make it a little easier here. We're going to take this off, and we're going to let the oil drain out of there next. Alright, so we're going to let all this drain out till there's nothing left. So I will catch you when that's done. Alright, pretty much done dripping here. There's always going to be oil. You'll never be able to get it all out. I'm going to go ahead and pop on the new filter. When you put the new filter on, you don't need to use a wrench to put that on there. I mean, you can get it pretty much as tight as you need it with your hand. Always make sure you wipe up any oil. That way, if you think it's going to be leaking, you'll be able to see. I'm going to throw this bolt back in there. Okay, so we got the new filter on, got the drain plug back in, nice and secure. So the next step's going to be adding new oil. And we're going to start adding some oil. Now when you're adding this last one here, clean out my mess a little bit here. When you're adding the last one, you want to go a little bit slower with it because you're actually not going to use the full bottle here. Maybe once you get the bike running, get the oil into the filter and throughout the engine again. But for now, you're only going to probably be using half of this or so. So we're going to take this one a little bit slower. We're above the full one right now. So we're gonna want to stop right there for now. And the full line is underneath the stator cover here on the bottom side. This is where you're checking your oil indicator, and it is above it right now. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to start it up and let it run through a little bit here. Alright, let that run for a bit. Should definitely drop back down quite a ways. So pop the cap back off here. I'm going to add a little more. Okay, we're pretty much where we need to be. So I'm going to put the cap back on it and keep an eye on it. Obviously once I go riding for a little bit, you know, it might go back down, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it and keep it right below that top line. That is it. Not that hard. My first time actually doing my own oil change on this, and it's pretty simple and everything's very easy to get to. So I highly recommend you know, anyone else who has an FZ-07, you know, try to do your own. It's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned something, and keep following me and subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you later. See ya.